Hey, welcome to a Thursday night live broadcast. It has been an absolutely amazing week. Thank you to everyone who has jumped on with this week. We are closing out the week tonight, and we will be going live with our January course on Saturday. So I'm super excited. We have a great topic that we are going to be talking about tonight. Tonight's topic is, are you happy with yourself? And it's one of those questions that I think we don't stop and ask ourselves enough, or maybe we don't consider enough. And so we're going to touch on a couple areas tonight of some things that I know commonly affect us women and can often stop us in our tracks. And we're going to see if we can make a little headway for ourselves this evening. So if you're new, thank you so much for jumping on. I'm so happy to have you here. This is an amazing community of women who are using the practices of intermittent fasting and a keto-like lifestyle to really get themselves to the point where they are looking and feeling their best and living their most authentic life, which is always the goal that I am shooting for, not only for myself, but for what I do to help you as well. So my name is Diane, and for the past 25 years, I have been helping women find nutrition plans and fitness programs to help them look and feel their best and do exactly what I just said, live their most authentic life. And I am also a certified exercise nutrition coach. So I try to bring to you guys here in these live broadcasts topics of conversation that I have with my girlfriends, or things that are just coming up with us women as we're going through the aging process that we are all struggling with. So like I said just a few minutes ago, we do have a course that is starting on Saturday, and that course is an opportunity for me to share with you a little bit more in depthly what it is that we can do to really reverse some of the things that we're struggling with as aging women, and also reverse some of the health conditions that we are feeling like we're stuck with. And we also work on getting rid of that stubborn and stuck hormonal weight that we feel like we are at a complete loss with at sometimes. And then what ends up happening is we end up losing it. So we are technically at a loss with that weight, but we just kind of turn things around and actually lose it. So if you're interested in jumping in, now would be a great time. Okay, tonight we are going to talk about being happy with ourselves. And this is something that I think a lot of women struggle with, but we never really just stop and ask ourselves that question. So I'm going to ask a couple of things just randomly, and I want you guys to think about them. And I want you to think about them and how it is that you go about your day, and how it is these things might be affecting you. So when you woke up this morning, did you have a positive thought about yourself or a negative thought about yourself? When you were walking into your closet, how did you feel about that experience? Do you have a healthy relationship with your closet, or is your closet that place that is sort of a dreadful place for you? Meaning that you walk in there and you're feeling a little bit bummed out or stressed out, or it brings you anxiety because you have things in there that you wish you felt amazing in, but you're not really feeling that way. Did you feel confident when you walked into your kitchen today? Did you know what you were eating and what some of the ingredients were in that food, and how that was going to set you up as far as how you were going to feel for the rest of the day, energy-wise and emotionally and confidence-wise? Do you feel self-conscious at work? Are you walking around maybe a little bit absent-minded because you're self-consumed about how bad you're feeling about yourself, and you can't get out of your head how uncomfortable you're feeling in your clothes, or how you wish you wouldn't have done XYZ maybe the previous day, or you're dreading the fact that you have to work out because you feel like you have to work out and it's really not a joy for you? Are you that woman that seems to be missing from all of your family photos because you don't like the way you look? Or are you the one that's hiding behind something or someone when someone wants to take a picture of you? All of those things, as simple as they may seem, start to build up on us. And as they start to build up on us, we dig ourselves into a deeper hole of feeling like there's no hope. And when we feel like there's no hope, we don't put energy into things that are good for us, like maybe making better food choices, or making better decisions about relationships that we're in, or putting ourselves in a position where we are happy with the job that we have, or as simple as it may seem, being present in a family photo. And all of these things have built up in us over time. So it's not something that you just woke up with one day and started feeling that way. It is a slow breakdown of who we are as women and what it is that we believe we're supposed to be and how we feel like we're constantly falling short. And what eventually happens is we become so self-consumed with all of those feelings that as emotional type of creatures, we often turn to bad decisions in food, over using alcohol as a soothing mechanism or a coping mechanism, and we end up putting ourselves in positions where we tend to self-sabotage. And in one of the groups that I'm hosting right now, it's a passion planner group, and we're really working on our self-confidence and setting goals for ourselves and really putting ourselves in a power position for 2018. And it all really does start with the everyday decisions that we make for ourselves that are going to put us in a position where we start to feel good. And that breakthrough really can't happen until we understand what's going on chemically in our body. And when those chemicals are reacting in our body, are they going to be a good reaction or are they going to be a bad reaction? And so the post that I put in our Passion Planner group today, and if you're in that group, you're going to understand what I'm talking about, was about permanent problems and temporary problems. And I got this idea from Mel Robbins, who's someone that I absolutely love as a mentor. And, you know, she talked about the temporary problems that we have and, you know, how those temporary problems can be so, you know, over consuming of our life, but yet we have a choice on what we're going to do with those temporary problems. You know, and the fact that permanent problems like, you know, maybe having a job that you don't like, but you can't leave it, like that might be a permanent problem for you right now. But the temporary aspect of it is, God, if you were just a happier person, could you cope with a job that maybe you weren't 100% happy with because you just went in happy and you were grateful for the fact that you had a job? And so being happy yourself is the temporary problem. Like that's the problem that we can fix. Being unhappy with the way maybe our physique is right now is a temporary problem that we can fix. Not having energy when we wake up in the morning is a temporary problem that we can fix. And for a lot of us, if we don't get a handle on a lot of these temporary problems, they could very easily become permanent problems. And then oftentimes it's too late. So if you're waking up every day and you're really not liking yourself, is that a temporary problem or is that a permanent problem? And if it's a temporary problem, how many more days are you going to waste or let slip through your fingers where you're not going to be present and you're not going to be happy and you're not going to have the energy that you need to be present with the people that you need to be with, or you're not going to enjoy the just the experience of walking into your closet and picking out an outfit and feeling amazing in it. All of those things are things that we can control. And I know when you're in the depths of it and when you feel like you're so deep, it seems so hopeless and that there's nothing that you can do to change it and really get to the point where you like yourself. And I understand. I was in that place myself not too long ago where I felt hopeless and I didn't like waking up and I could barely get up to get my kids off to school, and I was right back on the couch sort of sulking and feeling sorry for myself because I didn't know what to do to make myself feel better. And then when I put the work in and I started experimenting and I made the changes that I needed to make because what I was feeling was a temporary situation, and I created a new environment for myself and really started listening to what my body was telling me because it was screaming at me loud and clear. And I started changing things so that I did feel confident and I did feel happy and I did feel energetic, and I was showing up for the pictures with the family front and center, and I was conscious in my day. When I started making those changes, and then I could wake up every morning feeling super happy with myself, that's when everything in your life begins to change. But it's not going to change automatically. No one's going to come around and ask you if you're doing the things that you need to do to be happy, or doing the things that you need to do to be healthy, or doing the things that you need to do to make sure that you're going to live a long and energetic and healthy life as we age. And without sounding too cold, no one really cares, because seriously, we're all just consumed with ourselves. Like, I can't go around. I would love to be able to go around and ask everyone that I love if they're taking care of themselves, but I got to take care of me and my people first. And so you have to get to the point in your life as an adult woman where you take responsibility for yourself, and you do the work and you make the right choices, because at this point in our life, we do know the difference between a good choice and a bad choice. And we often let that feeling of despair and that feeling of hopelessness and that feeling of I just don't know what to do anymore be the thing that's ruling us and leading us down the path of just deeper darkness. When if you just were to sway a little bit and just sway a little bit more and just align yourself with some people who are living the life that you want to live, and really diving into what it is other people are doing that are being happy, and kind of separating yourself maybe even from some of those people who just aren't happy, you can find a way. There's hope. There is an opportunity for us to all be very happy in our own skin. But it does start with you realizing that you have to start making some better choices. And the way you're feeling is very temporary, and you can change it to something that could be a permanent way of life. But you got to figure it out first. And the best way to do that is by figuring out what you're doing in your everyday that's making you feel that way. And some of it has to do with letting go of some things that happened in your past as well. And I know the big struggle that women have with dieting and dieting and dieting and over exercising and choosing bad habits with food and choosing bad habits with exercise and choosing bad habits with alcohol is because we've just been sort of conditioned that way. And the good news is you can be conditioned the other way as well. Being conditioned a certain way of life is just a condition, but we can change those things. And oftentimes it just means you have to take a good, long, hard look at your life and say, enough is enough, and I need to make some changes. And the way the world is today, the beautiful thing is there's lots of resources out there for us. There's lots of communities like we have here that are loving and supportive and will be here to help you. And I know that when I started out on my journey, I was feeling very desperate and very broken and very hopeless. And I rallied up around to some people who helped lift me up, and I followed them and wanted to be like them and just did what they were doing and eventually became what they were. And that's what we're doing in this community here, that we all start off at a certain place and we take the journey together, and then we all end up in a better place. And so I'm here to tell you that there's hope for you. And I get emails every day from women who are just feeling completely broken. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way. That we can repair our bodies, we can repair our brains, we can repair our hormones, we can repair our emotions, we can repair a lot of things. And it starts with making the decision that today is enough, enough is enough. And that tomorrow you're going to start, or tonight you're going to start living your life a different way. And it does start with your nutrition. It always starts with our nutrition, because our nutrition is the thing that sets off that chemical reaction that becomes this just domino effect of doing things to our emotions and doing things to our energy, and yes, doing things to our brain, and then doing things to our physique. And if we can fix that chemical reaction, and we can really understand how food can be so powerful for us, and it can be powerful for us in an amazing way, and it can be powerful for us in a very damaging way. And we just got to make the choice. We got to make the choice to figure out where it is we can go from damaging to amazing and powerful. And it's not that difficult. It's all just a process of learning and then experimenting. And then what I really, really emphasize in the course that we have here online is you have to wake up. You have to be very attentive to your body, and you have to reestablish a healthy relationship between your mind, your heart, and everything else that's going on in your body. So they're all connected, and they're all turned on, and they're all listening and working together for the same purpose. And oftentimes our heart might be pulled this way and our brain might be pulled this way and our body is just completely done. And we want to align everything back to center, make sure everything's working correctly, breathe a lot, just relax, and then trust a process long enough to see the results through. There is a lot of information going on around the news and the internet this week, especially about intermittent fasting and the ketogenic diet. And I was listening to some interviews today about both of those situations, intermittent fasting and the ketogenic diet. And I was really blown away by some of the advice and the information that was given during this interview. And one was from a dietitian, and I always just shake my head when I hear these things. When she said to the girl who was doing the ketogenic diet, and if you're new here, just so you know, I personally don't follow a ketogenic diet. I teach women how to live a keto-like lifestyle. But what the doctor was saying with the ketogenic diet was it was so dangerous, and the person who was following this diet should really seek advice from their physician. And that's when I always just kind of shake my head like, oh my gosh, like, yes, everything can be taken to an extreme. So I totally understand that cautionary part of things. But man, just because you want to like eat healthy, why does that have to be so prefaced with you have to go seek advice from a physician? Now, yes, if you're sick, you should always do those things. So we're going to take the common sense stuff and we're going to just apply that. We get that part. But why is it that we don't have to talk to a physician when we're like sitting on the couch at night, like drowning our sorrows in a bottle of wine and some, boom chicka pow popcorn? Like, we don't ever get that advice for that. Or when we're, when we're eating 6 meals a day and we're, expected to have so much fruit in our day, why are we not expected to go talk to a physician about how that could be potentially damaging to us because of all the sugar that our body is going to have, and we're constantly in this insulin production state and we never have an opportunity to burn fat, which is the way our body is supposed to operate? Like, why is that never explained when people are discussing what they're doing and getting great results? Why is there always that cautionary thing that you should talk to a physician? And again, I understand that people do take things to an extreme, but I just shake my head. If you are doing something that feels right for your body and it sensibly is safe, and you're making great strides to turn things around for your brain and your energy, and in this community, we've had testimonial after testimonial after testimonial about all of the medications women have been getting off of, all the weight that women are losing, even in menopause and post-menopause. If it works and it seems like it makes sense and it's making you like yourself, I say stick with it. Be very careful this time of year, especially with all of the different names and different fads that are going around. I asked everyone in this community, I think it was on Monday, or well, it was probably Tuesday, because I don't think we did a broadcast on Monday. I asked everyone to raise their hand who wasn't panicking this year about a weight loss plan or a diet or trying to frantically lose their holiday weight. We don't have that in this community because we don't diet, we time when we eat our food. And there's common sense that's applied to that. And there are amazing things that can happen when you understand what happens to your body chemically, physiologically, emotionally, and health-wise when you get what chemical reactions happen with food. And so we don't preach dieting here. We don't preach ketogenic dieting here. All I want you as women to do is like yourself. I want you to wake up every day and say you are in a position of empowerment where you're making great choices for yourself, that you finally understand how your amazing female body works, and you're making wise decisions to make sure that it is working the way God has intended it to work. And oftentimes we put a bunch of stuff in our body that makes our body's systems or chemistry not act the way it is supposed to act and the way it was designed to act. So that's what I ask you guys to do. Listen to those signs and signals that your body is sending you. Make common sense decisions about what it is you're doing with your nutrition. Make common sense decisions about what it is that you're going to do every day so that when you have the amazing opportunity to plant your feet on the ground and stand up erect out of bed and live another day, that you're going to make the decisions that show that you are appreciative of that day, and you're going to make the decisions that are going to make you like yourself. Because if you like yourself, everything else in life is going to magically just fall into place for you. It is so worth doing the work. It is so worth doing the research, and it is so worth your effort. You will be paid back tenfold when you get this all figured out. There's no reason for any woman to ever wake up not liking herself or not feeling absolutely amazing, because there's just way too much information out there to prove that you have the opportunity and the right to feel that way. So it is not a diet, it is a timing thing, and that's the way we live our community here. With what it is that we're doing with teaching you how to live your life around food in a very confident way, and not feeling like you're deprived or having to live your life one way when you're with your social people and another way when you're in private. The way we teach intermittent fasting and a keto-like lifestyle is so that you can live your life authentically and have everything else that you want to have, your health, your energy, and most importantly, liking who you are as a woman. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to welcome everyone who's here. I'm going to start with Facebook. So YouTube, hang on for just a second here. And I'm going to read through some of the comments that we have and share with you. I'm sure that there's some people in here who have been in our courses before who are sharing some of their success with what they have been doing with intermittent fasting and the keto-like lifestyle. So Tina, welcome. So good to have you here. Jill, hello. Connie, nice to see you here. Connie Joy, sorry about that. Janet, hello from Nevada. Janet is one of our success students. Amy, good to have you here. Angelica from Auckland, nice to have you here as well. Connie from the holiday course, doing the next course, looking forward to it. Awesome. Maria, nice to have you here. Linda from Colorado, September course alumni group, Passion Planner class, starting January 6th. IF has helped me balance so many things in my life and I love it. Awesome. Yvonne from San Francisco, another great success story. She's off all of her asthma and allergy medication. She's killing it as well. Amy, none of your clothes fit. Well, girlfriend, you're in the right place. You just need to jump into our January 6th course and we will teach you how to get your clothes to fit again. It's an amazing journey and process. Tina, thoughts on waking, and since I've been doing IF 20 pounds, I felt so much better about my body image. Kitchen is a challenge. What's a challenge in the kitchen, Tina? And I'll see if I can answer it really quick here. Janet, just cleaned up my closet of all the clothes that no longer fit thanks to IF. My closet is pretty sparse now. Yep, that's a great thing too. And it's an amazing thing too when you figure food out and your hormones out and how your body chemistry works, that you can confidently give food, your clothes away. I used to have a closet of, it was almost like a department store. I'd have my like good day jeans, and then I'd have my like not so good day jeans, and then I would have my not good day jeans, and then I would have my horrible day jeans. And within a 30-day time frame, I could fit into all 4 of those ranges of sizes. And now I confidently wear a size 8 ultimate skinny jean. And without a doubt, I can walk into my closet and they fit me any day of the week or any day of the month. And that's because I've learned what foods cause me to be inflamed, and I've learned what foods cause me to be bloated. And since I'm not inflamed or bloated anymore, I have the same abs at 8 o'clock at night as I do at 8 a.m. in the morning. I don't have to worry about having multiple sizes of clothes because my body's always in a constant state of just not being inflamed anymore or bloated. Susie, how can I get in the Passion Planner group? Mine should be here Thursday. Susie, search Passion Planner 2018 for Today's Aging Woman, and that Facebook group could come up, and just ask to be added to it. Maggie, I'm liking my closet more now that I have in about a year. All my clothes fit and I feel good. Yeah, you're another one, Maggie. Great success story. It is nice to be able to walk into your closet and not have to question if something's going to fit today. I think that's such a cool feeling. To have a good relationship with your closet is a nice thing for women. Linda, so happy with myself this morning. I popped out of bed and did 20 minutes of yoga stretches. Felt so good. And then 30 minutes of exercise followed by a 30-minute walk with my dog. It's amazing to start my day this way. Congratulations, Linda. That's a fabulous day, a way to start your day. So kudos to you for getting up and moving too. Pamela, waking up at 5 a.m. using Mel's 5-second rule works for me, along with IF is amazing. Yeah, Pamela, isn't it great to have that, those thoughts in your head first thing in the morning? I'm absolutely loving it too. And here's the thing, like, there's nothing that she's saying that's like rocket science or new. And, you know, nothing against Mel. I love her. I think she's great. But it's just hearing someone say to you what you already know or should be thinking, or just having that aha moment, like, oh yeah, like, that makes so much sense. It's just a really great way to start your day. So congratulations for knocking that out first thing in the morning too. Maria, I'm super excited for you to jump in with us. Liz from Australia, mini course, alumni course, passion planner group, signed up for the 2018 and glad I have. Loving this new lifestyle, loving the support from you, Kara, and all the ladies. Really happy with my progress, even though I still have a few things to work on, particularly alcohol consumption, but I'm a work in progress and it's a fun journey I'm taking. Yeah, Liz, well, you know, the cool thing for all of you guys who have been through a couple of the courses is that, again, you know, like I said about Mel, like I love her and she has a great way of presenting her information, but it's not rocket science. Like, we know there's temporary problems, we know there's permanent problems, but we just hear it on a day where maybe it settles in a way that we just take it in differently. And for those of you who've been through courses with me before, I'm hoping that's what's going to happen with this course in January, that you're going to hear something and go, oh yeah, now I remember when I was doing that before and how I felt, or now I remember why that makes sense. And it'll just be that reaffirmation for you of what we already know, but we're just going to bring it back to the center and make it our primary focus again. So I'm super excited for all you guys jumping in. Cheryl, love, food and love is my medicine. The like-minded communities are so awesome and knowledgeable. Yeah, that's how I feel too. I'm a people person, so I love communities of people. I absolutely love it. Tina, I think it's about lawyers and having the show not be liable for giving advice. Yeah, I get all that. I totally get all that too about, you know, doctor's advice and all that kind of stuff. But what bums me out is then people get scared. You know, they get scared to do it. Or what often happens then is they don't think any farther past that. And one of the girls was talking about how she fasts for 3 days and then feasts for 4 days, and then she can have 500 calories on her fast day and it's not considered breaking her fast, and like all this like conflicting information. And I was like, oh my gosh, the poor person who doesn't know how to listen to the signs and signals their body's sending them, or the poor lady out there who's thinking that she's going to starve herself to death for 3 days because she's not going to know how to work her way into that fasting type of environment. It just makes me sad, because then if you have a bad experience from the get-go, then you have a bad experience, and then you're not going to want to go back and give it another try. So that's the thing about all of those kind of advice things, where you have this thing like you have to fast for 3 days and then you feast for 4, and the 500 calorie thing, like it's so confusing, and the average person doesn't know how to dissect that because they're not connected with themselves yet. And so the first week of our course, I'm going to have you so connected to yourself that you're going to feel everything. And then what I like you to do is make decisions for yourself. One of the most common phrases I say in my course is, I don't know, give it a try. So when you come to me and ask me for very specific advice, I say, I don't know, go give it a try. See how your body responds to it. My body might respond in a completely different way than your body is. I don't think I could fast for 3 days. I wouldn't want to fast for 3 days, but that doesn't mean that you can't fast for 3 days. But, you know, you have to understand also, I think they were also giving the advice that when you intermittent fast, you fast and then you can eat whatever you want. Well, we have thousands of women who've gone through our course that will tell you that you really can't eat whatever you want. Like there's the flexibility of living authentically is the way I like to describe it. Because if I said you can eat whatever you want, where's the parameters for that? And some people do take that to the extreme, and then you're going to still be in a state of sickness because there's foods that you just can't tolerate. But if I say to you, I don't know, what makes you feel the happiest about food, or what makes you feel like you're living your life authentically? What makes you like yourself? I always talk about how I can't imagine having my life and going through life and not having French fries. And as simple as that may seem, I love French fries. I've just figured out the best places to eat French fries. So I can eat French fries if I want to eat French fries. That's not very ketogenic at all because French fries are potatoes, but I love French fries. And so I can't live a ketogenic diet life. I can't because I can't follow those parameters. It would make me not be authentic and I would be miserable. And then when you put too many barriers or boundaries on yourself and you put too many rules and too many, if you do this, you're going to fail at it, then you fail. And then when you fail, then you're just that next woman who tried to do something and you didn't succeed at it. And then we go back to that position of not liking ourselves. But if you give yourself permission to live authentically, understanding what some foods might do for you and what some foods might do against you, and you can make a conscious decision to say, I can live with that one day. And then the next day not beat yourself up over having a morning where you feel bad, then you're free. Then you're really free to live your life authentically. But you have to go through the process of learning that. And I think a lot of these people that are professing these fasting things and these ketogenic diet things and these other diet things, you know, it's so hard and fast. You have to do this or you fail. And that's just not true, because I say I'm dairy free, but man, I put some Parmesan cheese on my kale today. So in a lot of people's eyes, they're like, well, I thought you were dairy free. Why are you eating cheese? Because sometimes I just want a little cheese on my kale. Like it doesn't mean I failed. It means I made a conscious decision to say a little bit of cheese isn't going to hurt me. A block of cheese is going to make me feel really sick. And I just know where my own personal body boundaries are now. And so I'm authentic with it. I didn't fail. I'm authentic. And that's what I really want to teach you guys, is to be happy about the choices that you make and understand why it is that you're making them. So yeah, I get all the lawyer stuff. It just frustrates me for the poor average person, or the poor person who's watching it and doesn't understand that there's another way. Chris, funny how I knew this for our boys when they were toddlers and food was new to their bodies. I would notice how certain foods would have negative impact on them, yet never put that same thought process for myself. Thank you, Diane, for getting the message out. Looking forward to January's class. Yeah, Chris, you're so welcome. So it's so funny you say that, because when I was nursing my son, he was totally had a dairy intolerance, or I think it's an intolerance, not an allergy. So he was super, super sick all the time as an infant, and I was nursing. So the doctor said at 6 months I should stop nursing. Clearly there was something wrong with my milk. So we started feeding him formula, and of course he got sicker. No such thing as a dairy intolerance is what he said. So then 6 years later, I have my daughter. She also is sick, but she breaks out in like eczema and stuff, and just crying all night miserably. My son used to just projectile vomit and just all kinds of digestive problems. So I went to a lactation consultant instead of a pediatrician with my daughter. And what she said when she looked at my daughter was, how much dairy are you consuming? And I was like, nah, and I don't even like dairy, because I knew like dairy made me very bloated. And so I wasn't like the milk drinker or anything. But when I told her what I had eaten that previous day, the bread had dairy in it, the barbecue flavored potato chips had dairy in it, you know, and a couple other things had like hidden dairy in it. And that was making her, as an infant, so sick. So what I realized with nursing them was that I had the same intolerances to dairy that they had, but I never made that connection for myself. And so whey protein, milk products, and now soy products bother all of us. And I didn't make that connection until I was 41 years old with my second child. So yeah, it's amazing how our kids, because their bodies are just so pure and they have such quick reactions to those kind of things, can be very eye-opening if we're tuned in and we pay attention. So yeah, it's amazing stuff. Okay, Tiffany, Tony is in a monthly membership. No, Tony, it's not a monthly membership. It's a one-time fee for the course. And then we keep the Facebook group together, so you can stay in there if you want to. Linda, this week on my morning talk show, they reviewed the top 3 diets and some of the worst ones. No surprise, IF was not viewed positively. We must do what's best for our own bodies and not listen. Let's see, what did she say? And not listen. Oh, yeah, the negative input. Okay, and yeah, so intermittent fasting is not good for some, but that's because they do it incorrectly, I think. And there's a correct way to do it and an incorrect way to do it. So I will teach you guys the correct way to do it. No panic with Pamela. Nope. Tina, it's so freeing to not have to worry about the new diets to try. Yep, exactly. Let's see. No monthly membership. Got that answered. Tiffany, hello from New Hampshire. 19 weeks of keto IF like lifestyle. Met my goal this week, 21% body weight loss. Awesome. But more importantly, I'm starting to heal my chronic inflammation, bilateral tarsal tunnel, and I'm off my asthma medication. I had my first 24-hour fast, but fell off the bandwagon for the first time today. Went home from work early with a blizzard. I'm disappointed at myself, but I will do a longer fast tomorrow. Okay, Tiffany, here's the thing. You don't have to do anything that's longer than a 20 to 20. I call it, you'll learn this in our course. I call it a dinner to dinner fast. I don't like using words like 24-hour fast and stuff because that 24-hour number is very daunting for a lot of people emotionally. Like to go 24 hours without food seems almost impossible, and it stresses me out and causes me a lot of anxiety. But to say, oh, I think I'm going to eat at dinner, that's easy to do. So don't feel like you fell off the bandwagon or that you failed because you couldn't fast for X amount of hours. The most important thing to do is clean fast consistently. That will heal your body. And just know that anything beyond a 36-hour fast actually has a negative effect on your metabolism. So all of you extended fasters out there who want to lose weight and balance out your hormones and do all that kind of stuff, all you need to do is intermittent fasting. You do not have to do multiple day fasting. It could actually cause your metabolism to slow down. So I would just stick between a 20 to 23-hour fast, Tiffany. You'll get some great results for sure. Liz, no dieting here. Haven't even bothered jumping on the scales. Good for you. I don't either. Kathy, I've lost 30 pounds and feel great. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Linda, love the color of your t-shirt. We'll have to purchase one. Yeah, the store is currently closed, but we'll open it back up as soon as we get our course started up. So we'll have all these shirts back up in the shop again. Tina, kitchen challenge is more about meal habits. My mind says the day begins after breakfast, but I break my fast around 1 and have breakfast. So my mind says day hasn't begun until 1. I work from home, so I sometimes don't get started until then. Well, if it's working for you, let it work for you. Maybe start your day. I start my day with a bottle of water. So maybe make this be the trigger that you start your day. As soon as your bottle of water is gone, your day starts. So it's just going to be a mind shift for you. And I think you're already kind of figured that out. So yeah, just find your trigger. Once the fasting and ketosis starts, your body won't let you eat whatever you want. You automatically start correcting your diet. Yeah, if you pay attention, Tina. If you pay attention. Bridget, I love authentic. Yep, it's the only way to go. Yvonne, I eat plant-based, not keto. I do make sure I do eat a lot of high-carb foods. Whole, real foods are best for me. Oh, I don't eat a lot of high-carb foods. Yep, that's exactly right. There's lots of food options out there that are plant-based that will keep you ketogenic-like. You do not have to go full-blown keto diet. I personally don't believe in that philosophy. So let's see. Ida, hello. Stephanie, hello. Lori Ann, it's a great day to be alive. August grad and alumni girly. I have to say I'm obsessed with Michael's cranberry sauce. So yummy with the cocoa whip, all the moderation, of course. Yeah, it's amazing that something like homemade cranberry sauce with a little bit of coconut whipped cream could be such a treat. But yes, we love it too. Renee, hello. So happy to catch the live broadcast. So happy that you're here. Julie from Albuquerque. So glad you're in the course with us. Pia from Alberta, Georgia. So glad you're in the course with us. Nellie, thank you for being so positive and truthful to the process. Oh, you're so welcome. Renee, you can benefit from our course. You should totally jump in with us. It's super fun. And you'll get some really great results. Tina, thanks for being here on the first live with us. Congratulations for jumping on. Make sure you subscribe so you can catch us the next time we go live. Any advice for constipation? I have to know more information before I give advice on stuff like that. Drink lots of water. Let's see. Gwen, my friend gave me a book on how to give up dieting. She feels I'm extreme because of IIF. She is so frustrated with her body, and I'm content. Don't feel deprived. I no longer tell anyone now. Yeah, we talk about that in our course too, about the social and emotional aspects of intermittent fasting. Here's the thing, like, you know, it's sort of like when you get a new pair of shoes. Let's say you got like a new pair of shoes on sale or something, and someone like compliments you on them, like, oh my gosh, Diane, those are cute shoes. Oh yeah, like the first thing we say is, oh yeah, I got them on sale. Like, why do we do that? Like, why do we have to confess that we bought a pair of shoes on sale, right? And the same thing's so true about what we're doing with our nutrition. Like, why do we feel like we have to tell everyone that we don't eat till 3 o'clock in the afternoon? Like, it's not anybody's business unless they're inviting you out to eat at 8 and you don't want to go. So I say we don't have to profess what time of day we start to eat. And your friends probably don't tell you. I mean, you don't go out with your friends socially or talk at work like, oh, yeah, my date 8 o'clock with food. Like, no one does that. So why do we feel, because we're making different choices, that we have to tell everyone or confess what it is that we're doing with the timing of our food? We don't. So I give you all permission right here and now to not tell people or confess to people what it is that you're doing with when you're starting to start your day with nutrition. That's your own personal business. Don't tell a soul. And then what's going to happen is, instead of them thinking that you're crazy, they're going to say to you, wow, your skin looks amazing, or wow, you have so much energy, or did you lose weight? You look fantastic. And then you can say what you did. And when someone then says something to me like, you're crazy for fasting, I always say, well, how is whatever you're doing working for you? Like, that's the best comeback. Well, how is what you're doing working for you? Because they probably were complaining about how crappy they felt and how they don't like themselves, and you don't have the same complaints. So whatever you're doing is working for you, and keep it a secret until they compliment you, and then let the cat out of the bag, and then ask them, how did your 8 a.m. breakfast work for you today? And how has it worked for you over time? Because I guarantee you it's not working for them. So don't worry about, you don't have to tell people what it is you're doing with your food. Let's see, where did I leave off? Let's see. I'll get you back over here, YouTube. Okay, D. Regan, saw interview, was so rude to her successes. She is so healthy now. Everyone finds their niche. Thanks for the great info and support. Don from Connecticut. Oh, Don, you're welcome. I think we probably saw the same interview. I was just blown away. Laura, looking forward to starting a January course. Laura, I'm looking forward to having you. How can I get into the course and what is it about? The link is just put below, Dina, so click on that and you can find out what it's about. So it's basically a 3-week course where I tell you guys what intermittent fasting can do for you and what living a ketogenic-like lifestyle can do for you. And I teach you how to do it based on the lifestyle that you want to live. So I don't teach you how to do it based on how I want to live or what it is that I'm doing. I teach you how to figure it out for yourself. I have a family. Like, I need to eat dinner with my family every night. So the way I have worked my intermittent fasting and my keto-like lifestyles based on what my family does and how I fit in with them. Your situation might be completely different. So I let you build those parameters for yourself because I do want you to live your life authentically. I also don't tell you what to eat and what not to eat. I give you some common sense advice about some stuff that I know about nutrition, and I share with you some of the stories and experiences that I have had with some things, and then I ask you to try some things. Give this a go and see how you feel. Did you feel better or did you feel worse? If you felt better, then maybe consider implementing this into your life. If you didn't feel any better or you felt worse, then it's not something that you necessarily need to do. So I give you guys a brief overview of nutrition. I don't give you meal plans. I don't tell you when to eat. I don't tell you what to eat. And I don't tell you how much to eat. I teach you about how it is we no longer have to count calories, how we no longer have to count macros, that we can eat intuitively. And that is a big thing. I teach you how to listen to what your body is telling you and understand that there are just certain times in our day. And ladies who've been through my course, you guys are going to know what I'm talking about. So give me a little thumbs up if you understand and love this feeling of hungry is where the magic happens. When you are comfortable in a state of hungry in your fasted state and you understand the magic that is taking place in your body chemically and all the amazing things that are happening as far as healing processes, you love the state of hungry and you will not want to give it up. When you don't understand those things and why it is that hungry is such a magical place for us when it's done specifically and it's done purposely, then we think we're starving to death because as a society, we are taught that we need to eat when we're hungry. I'm bored, I need to eat. I'm tired, I need to eat. It's been 2 hours, I need to eat. If I don't eat, my metabolism is going to slow down. My body's going to starve and hoard fat, and that is just false information. And I teach you to feel what it's like to be hungry. I teach you to tap into that magic so that you're not afraid of it anymore, and it becomes the area and the part of your day where you actually thrive. You will be energetic, your brain will be clear, you'll be super happy, you'll have what we call the energized sense of calm. And you don't feel that until you are absolutely confident and you are comfortable in a state of hungry. And I teach you the very first week how to gain control of your hunger hormones and what your hunger hormones do for you, and how it is that you can train them to work on your behalf. No one's taught us about hunger hormones. We don't know that we have hunger hormones for the most part. And so I teach you all of that and how to really make those work for you. So it's a course. What we do is an actual course. It's not a diet plan. It's not a cooking lesson in the kitchen. It's not a place where I'm going to teach you how to meal prep. I'm going to teach you how to manage your hormones so that they work for you. What is the best advice to get back on track after falling off the IF wagon? Okay, so there's no IF wagon. So we talk about this a lot too. There's no IF wagon. You just made some choices to eat differently or live differently, and so you just make different choices. Just make choices to get back on track. The best thing I could say to someone who's not feeling the energized sense of calm anymore is a good 20-hour clean fast. Nutrient dense foods when you feast. Do what you did back in the beginning of the course when you were soaking it all up like a sponge. And that's why I think those of you who are going through the course again, you're going to soak it back up like a sponge and go, I relate all this to like, if you're a runner, you might get this. So I like to run. I never really say I'm a runner because I can go months without running and I'm totally fine. But then when I'm running, I love it. So in the wintertime, I'm not a big runner in Texas because it's cold and I don't like the cold weather. And so then it'll start to get warm in, I don't know, April or March, and I'll start running again. And I'll say to myself, why did I ever stop running? It felt so great, and now it's hard to get started again. And then you get into the rhythm, 3 or 4 runs, and I'm a runner again. It's the same thing with intermittent fasting. So it's not that you've really fallen off the bandwagon or you threw in the towel or anything. You just decided to just shift your food and your time a little bit. Just shift it back. No big deal. A good 20-hour fast, your body has great muscle memory. It'll jump right back in where you left off. And you do a feast that is full of nutrient-dense foods. Keep your carbs low, keep your fat high, keep your protein moderate. In a day or two, you'll be right back where you need to be. And then you'll understand why it is you were there before. So super easy to jump back in. Let's see if there was any other questions I can answer. Yep, just jump back in. Exactly. You guys are all offering some great advice to our ladies over here. So thank you so much for that. Shayna, some days you just make different choices. Yep. So the big thing, that I really like to work on with women, because we are such emotional creatures, is really being careful about the words you use when you're talking to yourself, right? So say things, Shayna, like, I'm ready to get back into my energized sense of calm. Like, just say that. And say those positive things to yourself. Like, I'm going to thrive tomorrow when I'm my most hungry, right? Because you're not scared to be hungry now because you understand what that means. And so tomorrow I'll be like, oh, I can't wait till I hit that peak of my day and my ghrelin is growling and my neuropeptides are firing off. Like, talk in those terms. Those kind of terms are the things that are going to like fire you up and excite you about getting to that day when you're like, boom, 20 hours, not a problem. And you're just a day away from that. So just jump back in and don't beat yourself up and don't worry about what you did. I always say also that, when you make those food choices oftentimes that get you away from the energized sense of calm or maybe take you away from your fasting for a little bit, hopefully you had a great time, right? You don't want to have any regrets. So when you jump off or you decide to step away from fasting or the keto-like lifestyle for a couple of days, make fun choices, like have a good time with some food, and you don't want to ever regret those times. And I had that aha moment for myself when I would go out on date nights with my husband, and then the next day I would complain, right? Like, oh, I shouldn't have had that pizza with you, or I shouldn't have had that glass of wine. And like, how selfish is that for us as women to do that to our poor husbands, right? How selfish of it of us to take away from a night that was supposed to be set aside as special time for your spouse, and then the next day you just complain about how awful it was. So when I go out now with Michael and we decide we're going to have pizza and we're going to have a glass of wine, like I own that. Like we're having pizza and we're going to have a glass of wine. And that doesn't mean that I go overboard. It just means that I'm going to enjoy it while I'm in it, and I'm going to enjoy him while we're in it. And the great thing now with date night for us is Michael doesn't really like to go that route anymore. Like we often go out and have gluten-free pizza, and we make very wise choices because he doesn't want to feel bad either, because he's made some great strides with his nutrition and his fasting, and he doesn't want to have a day of feeling bad. So if you're gonna go make those choices, just own it and don't have any regrets about it, and just get back in as fast as you can is the best advice I can give you. Okay, anything else over here on YouTube? And then I should probably get off. I'm like taking up all your guys' time on a Thursday night. Marina from Alumni July course, fasting has been the key. Still hate the battle with food, but fasting always fixes me. Yeah. And you know what we really have to understand, and this is another one of those vocabulary things, is it's not the battle with food. I mean, food's not like coming at us. We go to food, right? So it's not that. It's we have a battle with us. We have to figure out why it is emotionally and mentally we let food have power over us. Because I can't remember the last time like a bag of chips just like landed in my lap. Like I had to physically go to the store. I had to buy them. I had to bring them home from the car. I had to put them in the pantry. I had to walk to the pantry, open it up. Like it's a lot of work to make bad food choices. So again, change your vocabulary. And make sure that you understand that it's the battle with our brain, it's a battle with our heart, it's a battle with our emotions, and it's a battle with our conditioning. Those are all temporary problems that we can fix once we have that aha moment and realize what it truly is, right? And then when we have that aha moment and we understand the triggers of things that we're doing, then we can fix that. We can fix it super easy. And I say that chip analogy because my husband so lovingly said to me a few months ago, I think it was like last summer. He said, Di, I found some new potato chips that were cooked in avocado oil. So I was like, yes, like healthy potato chips in avocado oil. And he said to me, you know, you're like 2 bags of chips away from having like your dream body. And I was like, dang it, he's so right. Like I'm the one buying the avocado oil potato chips. I'm the one that's opening them up and eating them. And if I just didn't bring them in the house, then they wouldn't be a trigger or a temptation for me. And yeah, they're okay every now and then, but like I think I was buying them on like the buy 2 get 1 free kind of deal. So I was bringing 3 bags in the house, and you know, and you just have to understand those things. And then I can laugh about them. I think it's funny, and yes, he did say it in a very loving way, so you know he's pretty smart about that kind of stuff. But it made me go, oh dang it, like he's right. Like I'm just like a couple bags of chips away from having the body that I want to have. So it's not the food battle, it's our battle. And I think once we take ownership of that, then we can have power over it, and then we can start making those changes. So it's a big vocabulary thing, big time. Okay. I think we are good to go. I've taken up an hour of your guys' time. I absolutely love talking to you guys. Tonight is the last broadcast before we close registration for the January course. So if you've been hanging out here and you think you're ready to jump in with us, I strongly encourage you to do so. I get, again, so many emails and letters from women saying, oh my gosh, I've watched you for 10 months and I think I'm going to finally jump in. Don't watch, jump in. Now is your time to jump in. It's the very beginning of a new year. You have an entire calendar year ahead of you of feeling amazing and of feeling like you have power and you could actually be happy with yourself again. So I say definitely jump in. Okay, if you're watching and you're wondering if you should jump in, I know a couple of you have asked for the link. We have been doing a giveaway every live broadcast. So we're at the end, so you have a couple minutes. We will be giving away tonight. I gave this away last night and I'm going to give it away again. This shirt right here, it puts you in the For Today's Aging Woman Cool Kids Club by having one of our logoed shirts. It's called Fast Long, Feast Well, which is one of the mottos we use in our course. I am giving this shirt away to the next woman who signs up for our course that's starting on January 6, 2018. You have to register while we're still live here, so you have a couple of minutes before I sign off. So make sure you get registered. Kara put the link on YouTube and Facebook. Chris, I sent your t-shirt out today, so you should get that in a couple of days. And Holly, who joined us on Tuesday night, your passion planner went in the mail today too, so hopefully you'll be getting that in a couple of days. I think it went out priority mail, so you should have it in about 3 days. So passion planner was given away, a t-shirt was given away, and we are giving one more t-shirt away tonight for the first woman who registers while we're still live here for our class. That starts on Saturday, and I will get this shirt mailed out to you tomorrow, so you will have it at the very beginning of the week when we start our course. Don't hesitate, you guys. We've wasted too much time as it is not feeling well and not liking ourselves. It's your year. We are deeming 2018 as the year to have our best year. And I'm going to teach you how to do a lot of nothing. Janet, go to www.for today's TODAYS agingwoman.com. Yep, it's for the course. You have to register for the course. Yep. We're going to teach you how to do a lot of nothing. And other than losing weight and getting rid of medication and balancing our hormones, we've gained so much time back in our day. We've saved so much money by not filling our entire day up with food. We've saved ourselves so much energy in the fact that we're sleeping better. Small cash investment for big health rewards. Yeah, and it's okay, cool. Someone just signed up. Okay, Carol, you have to tell me who just signed up so I can announce it. We've gained back just so much life, and there's no price tag we can put on all of that. And so, yes, there is a cost to join the course. You'll get that money back within probably the first couple of weeks when you stop buying a bunch of filler foods and a bunch of quick fix elixirs and a bunch of what do I want to say, fatty crutches that you feel like you need to have to get the magic pill for something that you can just do by doing absolutely nothing. And that's what I'm going to teach you guys how to do. Okay, so Kara, let me know who just signed up so I can make an announcement for that. Hopefully it was a new student, because I didn't say this. You have to be a new student, never taken a course before, in order to get the free shirt. So as soon as she tells me that, I'll announce it, and then we will jump off. I will not be live tomorrow, but we will close registration tomorrow for our course. So it will close in the afternoon sometime, and then because of my work schedule, I have second thoughts to join. Is the course set up at a specific time? No, Dina, it's an online course, so you can log in at your own pace. We do give daily lessons over a 3-week period, but you can definitely just jump on whenever you want, and it's all recorded. So, you can do it in the afternoon. You could do it in the morning. You could do it a couple days together, whatever you want to do. Okay, so Kara has whoever registered, but I don't think we have the name of the person. So we'll announce it. We'll announce it on Facebook or something like that. But she'll be in our course with us, so that's cool too. So I'm gonna jump off for the night. The name says RE, email says, oh, I think it is Renee. Okay, cool. How much do you have? How do you have so much energy? Because I intermittent fast and I live a keto-like lifestyle, which helps me look and feel my best and live my most authentic life. That's how. Okay, so Renee, I think that was you. So email me your shipping address and the size shirt that you want to have, and then I'll get that sent out in the mail to you tomorrow, so you'll have it for the first week of class. Okay, so I'm super excited for everyone who's jumping in with us. I will see you guys on Saturday in the course. I will be going live in the course on Sunday, so I will be available to answer some questions and welcome everyone. So we can look forward to that for Sunday. And then if you're not on Facebook, but you're in the course, don't worry. We take the recording and we upload it into the course so you can watch it in there as well. So have a super fantastic night and a great weekend, you guys. I will see you back here Monday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then remember that we will be broadcasting on Tuesdays and Thursdays next week at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Have a good night. Love you guys.